Yes, I know it's a Santa Claus mug. This is the only mug I have. This is literally the only mug I have. If you want to buy me another mug, feel free to. But until then, I am drinking out of the Santa Claus mug in the middle of June. Well, May, but you know, it is what it is. I feel like I'm detransitioning wrong. For some reason, I feel like I am detransitioning wrong, which is stupid because one, technically, I have detransitioned. I went to my doctor and told her, you know, I have no interest in transitioning anymore. I don't want to take any more testosterone shots. I'm done. I'm through with it. And it's been like that for 4 months. And I feel really good. I don't miss it. You think I miss putting needles on my thigh or whatever, the buttocks area? No, I don't. It's not necessarily anything to do with needles or pain. It's just every week for 10 years. I never imagined I would ever see myself detransitioning, because ever since I was a teenager, ever since I was a preteen, I've dealt with genuine dysphoria with my body and being perceived as a woman, and it impacted me. And when I learned about, you know, transitioning and trans men and all of that, and you know, seeing top surgery results, you know, and this is coming from someone who absolutely abhorred their breasts. Like, I hated my breasts so much. And you know, I saw that. I saw the pictures. You know, 14, 15-year-old me, I'm seeing these pictures of, you know, older women, older trans-identified females with their, you know, breasts gone. And I'm thinking, this is the dream. This is what I want for my life. This is how I'm going to spend the rest of my life. You know, I imagine myself being older with a beard and you know, no breasts and scars, and I thought I could live the rest of my life as a man, and that was what I planned to do. So 19, I moved out and I pursued that, and I've been on testosterone since November 7th, 2012, and I was 19 at the time, turning 20 the next month, and I thought this was going to be forever. Like, if 19-year-old me looked at me now, they'll be really surprised. But I wish I could say this was my first time thinking about detransition. Like, what led to me detransitioning for good this time is mostly due in part to, you know, being in radical feminist circles and being with other detrans women and being around women and who, you know, the goal is to challenge like gender roles that are made for both men and women, and how, you know, female socialization and female objectification can lead to a woman being, in my position, being, you know, very distraught about their body and being sexualized at a young age, and how that affects someone. And I started to realize, like, you know, my dysphoria wasn't some innate gender brain thing. It was basically, I was trying to rebel against, you know, those expectations, you know, that was put on me as a little girl and as a teenage girl, you know. And then, you know, also, you know, the sexual trauma that I had to deal with as a young girl. And that was just the solution that was given to me. Transition was a solution to that. And I pursued it. But now, at the age of 31, I feel like it's no longer necessary to try to fight against that. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't still deal with dysphoria, especially around my chest, but I'm learning to see my body as not something that fucked up, you know, or that is fucked up, or that got messed up, and, you know, woe is me, and I was born this way, and born female, and looking at it as if it was just this sort of bad thing. Now I want to exist in my body naturally, because nothing was wrong with it. Nothing is wrong with it. I am more than just my body. You know what I mean? Like, my body is just my body. You know, it's just the vessel that I inhabit. You know, that I inhabit. You know, this doesn't define my goals, my personalities, the way I dress, the way I act. That's all. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And I felt freedom in that. Like, and radical feminism helped me with that. Realizing that, you know, I don't necessarily have to call myself a man. I don't have to feel like I'm being a woman wrong, you know, because being a woman is simply being born one. It's not a look, identity, or a feel. It is basically, you know, it's just you're born one. And the rest is up to you, whatever the fuck you want to do with it. Now, here's my issue. Here's my issue. Why do I feel like I'm detransitioning wrong? Okay. I feel, even though technically I'm not detransitioning wrong. I stopped taking testosterone. But the reason why I feel like I'm doing it wrong is because basically I don't want to change anything else about me. The only thing I stopped doing was taking testosterone, but I want to keep my facial hair. I love how hairy I am. I love how my voice got, it changed a little bit, but you know, I genuinely love how masculine testosterone made me. If that makes sense. And I love looking like this. And I feel like I'm not doing it right, because it's funny, because even though I wanted to detransition way before then, because I had gotten tired of this race, because that's what transitioning really is. It's just a race where you're running in circles and going nowhere. It's like NASCAR. But at least NASCAR looks a little bit fun. But, you know, but I always, every time I saw a detransition story, it was always a woman that, you know, kind of, you know, grew their hair long, cut off their facial hair, and pretty much tried to go back into society, you know, in a feminine presenting way. And I knew that's not what I wanted, so I made the correlation that detransition meant, oh, I had to be the thing that I was running away from. Like, I didn't want to put on a dress and wear a skirt. You know what I mean? I didn't want to grow my hair out. I wanted to keep my brush cut. Or I wanted to keep my hair short. You know, I didn't want to, like, I still wanted to be me. Because the reality is, like, how I am is how I've always been. Like, I've always preferred, you know, to be gender non-conforming. Whatever. So for me, I was like, no, I'm definitely not going to detransition. In fact, that made me feel like I was even more of a trans person, trans man, or trans-identified female, because I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be a girl or be a woman or what society thinks a woman is. I didn't want to perform those roles, those gender roles again. And now, this is not to say that I'm dissing these trans women who do that. Like, at the end of the day, that was their decision, and that's what they wanted to do, and I just hope that they're happier now. Now, have been lucky to meet and talk to and see detrans women who still presented masculine and still after detransitioning, but still it's the same. It's like they cut off their facial hair, they're changing their name back, they're still doing, things that still I don't want to do, because it's like, I like my chosen name. I like the name Sean. I like it. Nothing necessarily wrong with my birth name. My family calls me that. They always have. But Sean, I love Sean. I don't have no desire to change that. I love having a beard. I love having facial hair. I have no desire to change that. I don't have no desire to change the way that I dress. I still want to wear, my metal and punk tees. I still want to wear my basketball shorts and my sweats, sagging them. I still want to, dress how I always been dressing. I still want to be me. But I feel like because I'm not doing something to prove that I'm actually detransitioning feels weird to me. Like it's not enough to stop taking testosterone, but when you look at me, I imagine someone could say, well, are you detransitioning? Are you sure you're not taking testosterone anymore? And having these questions, and it's like, my thoughts are riddled with how people will perceive me, basically. Which is stupid, it's weird, because it's like, at the end of the day, this is me and my choice. Why do I care? But I can't help that my mind thinks about these things, and I think that's normal to think about those things. And I know that being a woman doesn't necessarily come with, the only precondition is to be born one, but I can't help but feeling like, people may look at me and be like, oh, well, you're not really detransitioning, or you're still trying to cling or hold on to being a man, or some kind of safety net, like, which isn't even all the way true, because I didn't feel safe when I identified as a trans man. Going into the men's bathroom was like a horror. It was like, 'cause it was like, what you are, you're trying to live your life pretending that you're not. But when you go in that men's bathroom, becomes very abundantly clear, like, I don't belong in here. And on the same token of that, even though I do belong in the women's bathroom, I'm still not gonna go in there. Like, if I'm in public, I'm not gonna go in there, even though that technically is where I'm supposed to be. I know in society in general, they'll see me and be like, okay, well, clearly this is a man, that doesn't belong in here. So I kind of feel stuck between two. I don't know if stuck between two worlds is like the best description of that feeling, but that's all I can think of right now. But it's like, I truly am a gender non-conforming woman. You know what I mean? Like, can I successfully re-enter into society? Or not re-enter into society, but can I successfully re-enter into women's spaces where I belong and feel that belonging? Looking like this, am I a danger? Am I a threat? Do I look like a threat? Even though I belong to female sex. Would a lesbian look at me and be like, I love you, I see myself with you, I am attracted to you? And then, on top of that, I still deal with dysphoria. I still, some days I genuinely, I look at my body in the mirror and it's like, okay, this is a body, it's mine, and this is the way it looks, and that's okay. And then some days I go into full panic mode, thinking I can't fucking do this. I can't. Like, I know there are some people out there who look at me and have no issues with me, like, with the way that I look, because they understand that being a woman doesn't come with all these bells and whistles, and that the whole point of being gender critical in a radical feminist sense and not a conservative sense is like fighting against these roles placed on us based on our sex, that you have to be feminine presenting, you have to look like this, you have to perform that to be considered a woman. So in a radical feminist sense, I'm kind of based as fuck, But not everybody in the world is a radical feminist. Not everyone is a gender abolitionist. Not everyone is a gender critical person. I still gotta live in a society that's outside of radical feminism. But even then, I still feel like other rad feminists are probably looking at me, which is stupid. But I feel like other radical feminists are probably looking at me like, oh, you're still a TIF. You're still a trans-identified female. I know that's stupid. I know. I can't help what I think. But I think a good thing to do is to acknowledge these thoughts that I have and question them and try to put logic into them. Because that's the only way I'll be able to move forward. But I appreciate every Detrans woman's story that I have came across, regardless of how they re-identify and how they want to live their life now. Because I think that's a brave decision that they made. And I just feel like I wish I seen more Detrans women like me. I just wish I seen more Detrans women who basically kept everything. Kept the name, kept the hair, kept the clothes, kept the... Because now I feel like an oddball. I feel like an oddball. People may still look at me as a trans man. And I can't help that, It's funny because it's kind of like, and I don't know if this is like the gender ideology still in me, but I felt like I have to pass as a woman. When the whole point of me doing this is so I don't have to worry about shit like that no more, I still feel like I have to pass as a woman, which is stupid. Because it's like, bro, I am, I don't have to do anything else. I am a woman, I'm a woman with a beard. I'm a bearded lady, The only difference between now and then is, now I would tell you I am a bearded lady. I am a bearded woman. I am a woman with facial hair. But back then, I would have told you, I'm a man because of this, because only men have facial hair, which is not entirely true. At the end of the day, I know that I am a woman and I am working on loving myself and loving my body and not doing that through any medication or any surgeries or anything like that. I want to truly love and appreciate myself as a woman. And hey, for me, maybe this is womanhood for me, the whole point is to define yourself as a woman, how you see fit, and to question, things like, does this make me comfortable? Am I doing this because of me, or am I doing this to perform for other people? Am I trying to fit my ideas of a woman inside of a sexist, definition? you know, maybe I never cut off my beard. Maybe I have it forever. I know that it's permanent. Facial hair is permanent, although I think it grows thinner and slower over time. But, you know, as long as it grows, maybe I keep it, you know? Maybe I keep it. Maybe I want to keep it. Or maybe I cut it off, you know? But I feel like that should be a decision for me, and only me. And I don't think that has to take away from the fact that I am truly, really serious about detransitioning and wanting to accept myself as a woman and accept my body for what it is. It's gonna be a journey. You know, I just started because I only detransitioned in like, what, January? So we'll just have to see how that goes. I wanted to make this video just in case there was any other Detrans women out there who felt like me, because I ain't seen no videos like me. So this is just my contribution to that. And I still feel like there aren't enough Detrans stories being told. And I understand that because we get pressure on both sides, both the right and the left. And it seems like they hate us, or they want to use it as a tool to their political ideology. And it's like, at the end of the day, I'm just a person, you know? I'm just a person. You know, a woman is just nothing but an adult human female that's in a person. You know, I have humanity, you know? But maybe this video helps someone. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I hope that I wasn't incoherent during this entire thing and I made my point. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you, and maybe you'll see more videos from me about other topics that I want to talk about, but this is just my first, you know, my little introduction video. And okay, bye.